to the entertaining Talkin' Sports.
What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. And in this video, I'm going to jump into the New York Giants defense led by Patrick Graham. Of course, coming into the year, the biggest question mark for the New York Giants by most fans was the defense. The defense last year ranked near the bottom of the league, may have been the worst defense in the league. That's how bad it was. It's why we moved on from James Bettcher and we brought in Patrick Graham. And of all the coaches that the New York Giants brought in, he was probably the biggest question mark. After all, he only had 1 year of defensive coordinator experience, and last year he had his play calling duties revoked 8 games through the year with the Miami Dolphins. And a lot of New York Giants fans questioned Patrick Graham coming in here. Well, I'm going to tell you what. Patrick Graham has done a phenomenal job, but I really wanted to hit home with it in this video. He's done such a good job that by year's end, I hope no team picks him up as a head coach, because as a New York Giants fan, to me, he's been the biggest driving force for the resurgence from this defense. Now, you just look at the yards, the yards against total and the points against total, it doesn't jump off the page. We're near middle of the pack in both of these categories, but the main reason that we're not better there is because the offense has been near the bottom of the league. It's only started to get going here over the last 2 or 3 weeks when the running game started to get going, and the defense has played even better because of that. But I really wanted to hit home with what exactly Patrick Graham has done. And what sparked me to make this video, I was on GiantsWire.com today, and I was looking for recent events to possibly talk about something. Obviously, Graham Gano had COVID. Didn't think that was worthy of making a video for. We hope he's back in 2 weeks. I think he will be, being that it's due to the bye. We'll have to wait and see. But I took a quick look at the power rankings because I was just curious as a fan to see where the New York Giants rank. And USA Today had the Giants bumped up to number 23. But they're in the caption, why they had them moving up to 23, they talked about the defense. And the stat that they brought up was insane. The New York Giants, and I don't know if this is Giants-specific or NFL-specific. I would assume it's Giants-specific. The New York Giants have 2 sacks or more over their last 10 games, the first 10 games of the season. It is the first time in 8 decades that has happened. And 15 players have come up with sacks, and the Giants don't have a player on their team with more than 5. So like I said, coming into the year, what we all expected was a sack by committee. And that's why I didn't expect the New York Giants to go out there and even this offseason probably go out there and sign a premium pass rusher. This team is going to build pressure through scheme. And that's exactly what they've done this year. And that stat is eye-opening. And then I decided to go on Pro Football Reference and really take a quick look at what the New York Giants have done overall in terms of getting pressure after the quarterback, in terms of the secondary, which has also been much improved for this football team. And when you listen to these stats, it's really encouraging about this New York Giants defense, and hope and pray that it'll only get better if we can keep these minds together with this coaching staff going forward. Now, the one thing I will say, I'm not super worried about Patrick Graham moving on, because I personally think we have a brilliant head coach, and I know he probably has a contingency plan to bring somebody else in to run a similar defense if and when Patrick Graham gets a job. Joe Judge seems to be a forward thinker, so I'm not going to panic about it. But as a Giants fan, I want to keep this coaching staff intact. But when you take a quick look at the numbers, the New York Giants are pretty insane. The Giants right now have the 6th most turnovers created with 15, and they're only 2 behind the leader with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've turned it over 15 times as well. They're even in that category. Last year, they were minus 17. They are giving up 4 yards a carry, which is 7th best in the league, and that actually dipped based off last week when they almost gave up 7 yards a carry to the Philadelphia Eagles. They are 5th in quarterback hits with 71, and they're getting after the quarterback, and they're doing it without elite edge rushers. They are 10th in tackles for loss with 44. They are 7th overall in sacks with 25. I think the league leader was 31 or 32. They are 2nd in passes defended. The league leader as a team is 56. The Giants have defended 53. So that speaks to the secondary. A lot of that being James Bradbury. James Bradbury's created some turnovers with some of the balls that he's batted up, if you remember correctly. And then we are 5th best in red zone defense. This, to me, is one of the most overlooked stats in the NFL when it comes to a defense. Now, if you look at the Giants' overall stats in terms of your, minutes per drive against, they're near the bottom of the league. The Giants have played a lot of bend but don't break defense. They've created turnovers, and it might be why their sack numbers are a little higher than some teams, because maybe they're out on the field a little bit longer. even though the time of possession, they're starting to get a lot better in that area. But they have played a bend but don't break approach. But their red zone defense, they haven't broken. They're fifth in the league. They're only surrendering a touchdown 54% of the time that a team reaches the red zone. So they're doing a great job there. Also, the third down defense, which was a major problem. I remember I did a video on this at the beginning of the year. We're still not great. I think we're 21st, if I remember correctly, 21st or 22nd in third down defense, but we were far and away the worst over the first 3 weeks. So there's been a dramatic improvement in that. And of course, this past week went a long way towards doing that, where the Giants got off the field on all 9 third down opportunities for the opposing offense. So I wanted to hit home with that. And then finally, the New York Giants are first in quarterback knockdowns. They've knocked down the quarterback 41 times this year. The second closest team was 40. I don't remember who it was, but we are first in quarterback knockdowns. So the Giants are getting after the quarterback. We've already injured 2 quarterbacks in our division, by the way. Don't forget about that. The Giants are putting a licking on some of these quarterbacks, but they're doing it through scheme, generating pressure and with all these different blitz concepts. But the other crazy thing is they're not blitzing that much. They're just finding ways to confuse the opposing offenses. When you look at the blitz percentage, and it's up because maybe the New York Giants are starting to develop some more, confidence in the cornerback play. It's up, because I remember I did a video this 3 weeks in where we weren't this high, but we're still below league average in blitz percentage. We are 19th in the league in blitz percentage. I think we were 28% of the time we were blitzing, which is actually down from last year, but our sacks are way up. And the turnovers created are way up. We only have 1 less turnover than we had all of last year with 16 games. This year through 10. So the changes to this defense, yes, we definitely brought in some better players. James Bradbury is definitely an upgrade. Martinez is definitely a huge upgrade. Logan Ryan's a huge upgrade. Having Leonard Williams here for a full season is an upgrade. And now we're going to get McKinney back. And we'll see where it goes from there. I think the New York Giants still need to add a strong corner. But I think the guy that deserves the most credit for the resurgence with this defense is Patrick Graham. And of course, Joe Judge brought him in. But Patrick Graham is a brilliant mind. And I have no doubt in my mind that this guy is probably going to be a head coach sooner than later in the NFL. I just hope as a Giants fan, teams don't pick up on it. And maybe they won't. It's more of an offensive-driven league nowadays in today's NFL. Patrick Graham, of course, has a very good relationship with Joe Judge. They coached together with New England, and then Judge brought him over from the Miami Dolphins, where I guess he probably wasn't very happy because he got his play calling duties revoked, and it was kind of a lateral move. But Joe Judge knew exactly what he was doing when he assembled this coaching staff. And it's not just Patrick Graham. I mean, some of it may be Henderson, the DB coach, whatever it is. It's a collective effort. But this defense is so much better. And you see it on the offensive side of the ball as well, by the way. The offensive line is playing much better. A lot of that should be credited to Mark Colombo, who had a lot of success with the Dallas Cowboys. But this coaching staff is getting the most out of their players. And as a Giants fan, you should be incredibly encouraged by that, because that is the one constant. You're going to have Joe Judge here for a while, in my opinion. I think he's the long-term answer, and I think this guy's smart enough, even if he loses some pieces, to have guys that he has in place that he thinks could get, promotions to keep this going. I have full faith in Joe Judge that this is very well thought out. This coaching staff, he thought this out. When you look at the guys he's brought in, it's been over the course of his career over the last 10 years. Some of the guys are from Alabama. Some of the guys are from, New England, all over the place. And he's brought him in, and he's brought in a number of great minds. The other guy I want to talk about, Burns hasn't gotten enough credit. The running back coach from Alabama. Look at the way that these guys are running the football. Wayne Gallman looks like a different running back. So just overall, the coaching staff has been phenomenal. But I really wanted to hit home with Patrick Graham and this defense and just really highlight how good of a job he's been doing for this New York Giants football team. I can't wait to see if they can keep this up over the last 6 games. But regardless, we're brewing something in New York. And we're going to get good. And we're going to get good real fast. And I think it's going to start in 2021. As always, guys, if you like what you watch, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.